that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Oh, na, na. Conversation is the key, a guiding light.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Mecca Talk program here on WZPP and WZOP, the voice of the Caribbean. This afternoon, we're going to speak to Jamaica Consul General to Miami, the Honorable Olivia Mair. He will be coming on to speak to us about what happened over the weekend with the Jamaica Jerk Festival. It's a very nice event that I went to over the weekend, and believe you me, it is one event that I don't think anyone would love to miss ever again. When you all last Jamaican food from all walks of the Lenten bread of Jamaica, from Negril Point to Moran Point, it was on display over the weekend right here in Fort Lauderdale. It was something to remember. It was something that, you know, I see people who I haven't even seen for how many years was on that event over the weekend on Sunday. When you want, Johnny Daly, comedian Johnny Daly was there. And believe you me, so many things happen. A lady portrayed Nanny of the Maroon. She was there also. And, they had a dancing context with Johnny Daly was the MC. And they were there speaking, how the crowd all riled up, and everyone was enjoying themselves. Every Jamaican from all walks of life came down to Fort Lauderdale on Sunday for the for the Jamaica Grace Kennedy Jerk Festival. Because of the songs that was being played, I couldn't bring it live on my YouTube channel, but I did some video clippings, and it is posted, and I have some more to post up. But believe you me, it was one beautiful Sunday evening yesterday. One beautiful Sunday evening. When you see Jamaicans get together to enjoy themselves, we do enjoy ourselves. And it was an awesome Sunday. It was an awesome Sunday evening. And, so today we're going to speak to the Jamaican Consul General to Miami. I'm waiting for him to call us. We're going to have him come in and speak to us about the event of yesterday. And, it was, as I said, it was an awesome evening yesterday. You have cooking contests. You have so many things that happened in South Florida yesterday, in Miami here. In Fort Lauderdale, rather. And believe you me, I ate a jerk chicken for a long while. And it was from a Jamaican stall that, you taste the ringing on jerk chicken. And of course, I must say that they have some very good jerk chicken at Tracks and Records restaurant also. But yesterday, you see some people who you haven't seen from school days at the event. And that is why right now we're waiting on the Jamaican Consul General to Miami, His Excellency Mr. Oliver Mair, to come on. He will be coming on to the program to tell us about the Jamaican event. Actually, it was 20-something years, I think, or 21 years since they have been putting on this here in South Florida. And we can't get already talking about politics. We must talk about some good events. Some very good events. You have Jamaican who are in politics up here. You have Vice Mayor Alexander P. Davis, who was there also. And I'm pretty much sure former Broward County Mayor Sir Dale Holness was there. I didn't see him, but I'm pretty much sure he was there. But believe you me, yesterday, it was an event to remember. Yesterday was a very good day. And so many things happened. So many event was on. So many children was out there. So many Jamaicans, as I said, from all walks of life came out. I see a person who I haven't seen since I leave high school and enter into college. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out what is going on. I hope my producer, Miss Chin, if you're here, I can come back in the studio here for a minute. You know, hopefully we can get the good gentleman to come on to speak to us some more about the event of yesterday, because Johnny Daly did give an outstanding performance yesterday at the Jamaica Grace Kennedy Jerk Festival, the annual event that always happen here in Fort Lauderdale. Believe you me, I enjoyed myself. I didn't leave there until about 10 o'clock last night when you have oh my God, the honorable Jamaican singers, you know, they came on. I'm trying to get their name now. I'm getting a bit young, so I'm not remembering so much things again. But yesterday, into the wee hours of 10 o'clock last night, the field was ram-packed with people. The lines for Jamaican food stretched to the other end of the field. And when you want last Jamaican people there chatting some patois and mixing up some patois and English in one, we had an event yesterday. We had a beautiful day yesterday. And you know, you said to yourself, we are Jamaicans. People will always look up to us. And I saw the Jamaican Consul General to Miami on stage last night, and he was bigging up his Jamaican people. We were live all over social media. And you know, I said to some friends of mine who was there that when you see this type of event and you see Jamaicans come out, Jamaicans supporting Jamaica, you say to yourself, I wonder if this can happen in Jamaica, where everybody could come together and stop this PNP and JLP shebang around and put our country first. You know, I'm not going to speak to the Consul General about anything with politics. I want to speak to the Consul General about yesterday. A very good event. Very good event yesterday. I'm waiting on him to give us a call for us to sit down and chit-chat about a beautiful evening yesterday evening. But apart from that, I see some things in the news here where former US President Donald Trump's sister died at age 82. I also see where CARICOM is calling out for the Israel and Hamas war to stop. I also see in the news today where the United Kingdom announced that former Prime Minister David Cameron will return to the UK government as Foreign Secretary. He will return to the UK Parliament as Foreign Secretary. Jamaican-born Don Samuels is seeking US congressional see it again. You know, so many Jamaicans are involved in so many things. And we have to really, we have to really look up to our Jamaicans from all over the world who hold a lot of positions in politics. A lot of Jamaicans hold positions in politics. And we must always look up to them and lift our flag high from all over the place. Our Jamaican people lift our flags high from all over the place. We're still waiting on the Consul General from Miami, the Consul General to Miami, rather, from Jamaica, to call in and give us some chit chat about a beautiful event yesterday, beautiful evening yesterday evening, right here in Fort Lauderdale. A hard-working Consul General from Jamaica to Miami here. One of Jamaica's most hard-working Consul General around the world, Mr. Oliver Mair. So he was the one who represent Jamaica there yesterday, and he was on stage yesterday evening thanking the Jamaican population who was there, giving them the kudos up of what he called an exciting event. Very exciting event yesterday evening. Yes, sorry, Donald Trump Donald Trump's sister rather, died at age 86. As his sister died at age 86 yesterday or this morning. We're still waiting the arrival or the call of His Excellency. I know he doesn't like when I say that to him, but he's one of Jamaica's hard-working Consul General for many years. Mr. Oliver Mair will be coming on the program today to speak to us about an exciting event yesterday. When you want last a lot of Jamaican cuisine, Jamaican ice cream, dragon stout ice cream that you always get at the ice cream place in Kingston, Devon House. There was an ice cream place yesterday that was there also. And you get the dragon stout ice cream. You know what kind of ice cream you're gonna get. And it was awesome. It was awesome. Awesome day. In the wee hours of the night. Everything ends at 10 o'clock. And when you see the Jamaican colors, you feel proud about your country. You feel proud about the country that you're from. You feel proud about a nation that is 61 years old. When you see a Jamaican colors all over the place, all over the field, and a Jamaican flag flying in another country, a sense of pride, a sense of joy come over you. And you're proud to be a citizen of the great nation of Jamaica. So many things happening where, and the tourism minister, Mr. Edmund Bartlett, is working very hard too, It's the same way Consul General is working so hard up here. The Minister of Tourism, Sir Edmund Bartlett, is working as hard as our Consul General up here. And we have to lift our hat to the Minister of Tourism. Because despite what is going on in Jamaica, despite the level of crime, our tourism product is high around the place. Our tourism product is very good, and we must give thanks to our Jamaican sisters and brothers around the globe. The London ambassador, who's obviously he's also the ambassador for all of Europe from Jamaica. And they have been selling our nation to other nations around the world that they should send their citizens to Jamaica. And they have been doing that. And our tourism product of land, sun, and sea is selling around the globe. So we must give thanks and lift our hat to Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett, and to our Consul General here in Miami. If you have a problem and you call the Consul General office, he is there ready and willing to help you. He is there ready and willing to assist you. And that is why I keep on saying that Oliver Mair is one of Jamaica's hard-working Consul General in many years. And I'm not trying to look friend from the gentleman. But where the truth lies, the truth lies. And I hope and pray that they will give him some more time up here so that the Jamaican community up here can still get the work from a Consul General that they so desire. If there is any hurricane that hit Jamaica and you call on the goodly gentleman, he's ready to assist us. You call on the goodly gentleman, he's ready to come out and help us. His office is ready, willing, and waiting. I remember when the earthquake shook Jamaica a couple of weeks ago. I called on the Consul General to come on and talk to us, and he did. And he told us on this program here that the Consul General here in Miami stands ready to assist Jamaica in any way it can in case there was a major disaster by either earthquake or any other natural disaster. And he told us that the Food for the Poor stand ready to assist them also. So you see, it's not everything bad is happening to the land of wood and water, There are some good things happening to the land of wood and water. And yesterday was a prime example. When you see the Consul General coming, the big thing happening yesterday. And you see the Consul General, sometimes he hop from one event to the other event. Sometimes he hop from, would say in Jamaica, Timbuktu. You'd say from Timbuktu to Timbuktu. He hop from one event here and hop to another event and hop to another event. And we must not also thank him alone. We must thank his family members, his wife and children, who sometimes is home alone. Sometimes alone, he's there. They are there alone, waiting for him to come home. So the life of a diplomat is not easy, The life of a member of the diplomatical corps, whether it's from Jamaica or the United States or anywhere else, it's not easy. And I personally lift my hat to the good gentleman. Because sometimes when you read the news, you see him feature in so many news articles of the great job he's doing. And if you have any issue with passport or anything like that, and you call the Consul General office in Miami, his secretary, and other members of the diplomatical officer corps down there is willing and ready to help you. And the good gentleman is approachable. If you call him and he can come on, he tell you he can come on. If he can't come on, he say he can't come on. And if you see him in public and say, hey, Consul General, Mr. Mair, he's there talking to you. He's ready to talk to you. And so this afternoon here on WZPP and WZOP, the Voice of the Caribbean, we will speak to the Honorable Consul General from Jamaica to Miami, the Honorable Oliver Mair. He will come on and speak to us. But in the time being, we're just going to look over some news articles that's coming out of other Caribbean countries. I see we're in CARICOM. CARICOM is calling on the global community, and especially Israel, to have a ceasefire. Let's see if that is going to happen. By the way, the American election is coming up, you know. And the Americans are gearing up for election. We're in November. Election is coming up next year too. And it's going to be a election to remember. The same way I believe that the Prime Minister of Jamaica and President of the Jamaica Labour Party will be calling election sometime soon. As the local government election, he'll be calling. And it's going to be sometime soon. And I believe that he'll be calling the election on the day of the conference of the Jamaica Labour Party. I believe that he will be doing that. The Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Comrade, the Honorable Dr. Rolf Gonzalez, is calling on, is saying that they're calling on peace between Guyana and Venezuela. There are so many things happening in the Caribbean. Guyana and Venezuela is having some diplomatical and border row. And he's calling for peace between them. Well, we are calling for peace between them too, because we don't want to see that happen. I don't think Caracas and Guyana should be attending a war over some land or oil, this or oil that. I don't think that should happen. And so the goodly gentleman, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Comrade the Honorable Dr. Rolf Gonzalez, is calling on them. He's calling on peace between them. I also see where in the news report today that, by the way, today's the Jamaican dollar has lost 15 cents against the US dollar, selling at an average of $156 against the US benchmark. The Jamaican dollar gains 85 cents, selling at an average of $113 73 cents against the Canadian dollar. And the Jamaican dollar has also gained $2.66 against and selling for average of $191.92 against the British pound sterling. So that's the exchange rate that is going on in Jamaica for today. There is a political, we're going to take a quick commercial break anytime soon. There is a political comeback in Great Britain, where former Prime Minister David Cameron is appointed as Foreign Secretary in the Sunak administration. We're going to take a commercial break on the top at 1:30. We're still waiting the call from the Jamaican Consul General to Miami, His Excellency Mr. Oliver Mair, to come on. But there is a political comeback in Britain, where the ex-Prime Minister David Cameron is appointed as Foreign Secretary in the Sunak administration in London. We'll be right back here on WZP and WZOP, the voice of the Caribbean.
You're listening to WZOP 92.7 LP FM.
Sunday, November the 19th, there's no school or work the next day, and Highland Vibes brings to you.
The recent revelation of the Andrew Holness-led government's decision to impose a gag order on cabinet ministers and government lawmakers from commenting on matters related to the Integrity Commission and the identity of the 6 parliamentarians who are under investigation for illicit enrichment is both shocking and deeply concerning. The notion of creating a so-called cabinet policy to shield ministers from speaking the truth and to evade accountability is a glaring attempt to obstruct transparency and to evade responsibility among elected officials to the Jamaican people. The excuse that this policy is intended to preserve the confidentiality of cabinet deliberations is a misdirection from its true intent. In reality, it seems to be a political maneuver to shield parliamentarians from being held to account for their actions and potential wrongdoings. This is not the kind of leadership and governance that Jamaicans deserve. The very essence of democratic governance hinges on transparency, accountability, and the duty of elected officials to provide explanations to the people they serve. This so-called policy undermines these fundamental principles and erodes the trust between the government and its citizens. The People's National Party views this cabinet policy as a dangerous subversion of democratic values. It is an abuse of power at the highest level, and it contradicts the ideals of open and honest governance that the Jamaican people have a right to expect from their elected representatives. The PNP's stance is in stark contrast to this approach. We have taken the responsible step of voluntarily disclosing the status of all our parliamentarians with regard to the investigation by the Integrity Commission. This demonstrates our commitment to transparency and accountability. Jamaica is watching closely, and it is evident that we are not the same. One side of the aisle will go to great lengths to deceive the Jamaican public, while the other side seeks to uphold the values that underpin a healthy and functioning democracy. The signing of the Integrity Commission's Leadership Code of Conduct is another example of this. We call upon the government to reconsider their decision, to respect the principles of transparency and accountability, and to put the interests of the Jamaican people first. Our nation deserves leadership that is open, honest, and dedicated to serving the best interests of all citizens of Jamaica, land we love.
Michael Manley, more than anyone else since Marcus Mozart-Garvey, must be credited for raising the political consciousness of the Jamaican people and motivating them to political action. He was a man who refused to accept things as they were and was unapologetic in his pursuit of change. His concern for the welfare of Jamaica led him to an appreciation of the intricate international economic and political relationships and the way in which they impacted on Jamaica's fortunes. His untiring efforts to change those relationships earned him international recognition and made his an authoritative voice in important councils around the globe.
Make we talk, my people, make we talk.
Welcome back to the Make We Talk program here in WZPP and WZOP and on the Make We Talk YouTube channel. That's the Make We Talk YouTube channel. Let's go to Make We Talk, Jeffrey Tavares at YouTube, and like, share, and subscribe. We got a little news in our newsroom here where we are going to the good gentleman from the Jamaican Consul General. We're going to have him on the next time. We do apologize to our viewers and our listeners. We're supposed to have him on, but circumstances being our control, we can't have him on today. So we're going to have him on the next time. We do apologize to our listening audience out there. I see we're in government. Senator Matthew Samuda has officially been installed as the Jamaica Labour Party standard bearer for Northeast St. Ann. And I hear the good gentleman speaking about he will bring water to St. Ann. He will bring some water to St. Ann. Let's listen to what Matthew Samuda is saying. You know? So he will bring water into St. Ann. Hold on for me, please. I have a call coming in. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Make We Talk program.
Mr. Tavares, how are you, sir?
Oh, good afternoon, Consul General. How are you doing?
Very good, very good. Sorry, I had to out a little fire before I came on the program, but
yes,
good to be here.
Consul General, we're going to switch gear. We're not going to talk about the Jerk Fest. We're going to switch gear. I do apologize to you about that. Tell us, what is the role of the Consul General in Miami?
Well, you know, we're actually the government representative here. We have a 16-member staff. We cover 13 states, cover Florida, Texas, Georgia, North and South Carolina, Louisiana, Mississippi. We go as far west as Arizona. Persons can reach out to us to have their passports renewed, to apply for new passports. Jamaicans who have had children here in the United States who require to become citizens, they can start the process here with us. We manage all the what we like to call it involuntary returnees or deportees. We manage all of those individuals here. So whenever Jamaican gets incarcerated, we are alerted, and we also managed those individuals who are returning back home. We work closely with, of course, the Tourist Board, JAMPRO, with investments, driving investments back home. We do a lot of representational work with events, a lot of fundraisers, as you can see in the community. We have lots of engagements of which the persons will invite us to be a part of. And this takes place not just in South Florida, right throughout Central Florida and all the different states. So anything that impacts Jamaica or Jamaicans, the consulate will get involved in some shape or form. Maybe not, we're not the only ones, but certainly we get involved. Or ministers, when they come here, they are passing through. We do provide, we're part of the team that provide courtesies if they have onward travel, and most of the travel takes place throughout the Miami International Airport. So we interact with any ministry you can think of. Would have some level of interaction with them.
Yes, sir. So, Consul General, if for instance, saying a Jamaican is stuck in some part of say, Arizona, and they can't have the proper, maybe finances to go back home to Jamaica, do you assist them with that too?
What we do is we don't have a budget for that sort of thing. What we do is we assist as best we can. I'll give you an example. During COVID, when the Jamaican borders were closed, we had about 2,500 Jamaicans that were stuck here in the southern United States for over 2 months. And many of them, we were able to work with the community. And we reached out to different groups. So the doctors in the community provided free health care. We worked with several charitable groups. We provided meals. We reached out to a hotel who ended up providing hotel rooms for persons who, because of COVID, there wasn't any interaction. So we were able to offer telehealth and general advice. So that's an example. All the time we have people who fall on hard times, and we see how best we can assist. Like students who come up here, for example, we have students who may run into some problems, and we may connect them with their relevant alumni groups here to see how best we can work with them. So a lot of coordinating role that we will have here as well. So people reach out to us from all sources. You won't hear that in things that we will post on social media or advertise, but the people reach out to us for all different type of things. But really, a man who is, it would typically just somebody who is, like you have a Jamaican who is on the road and on the street or something, and somebody reach out, and we'll try this how best we can work with the community to help and assist. That those are some of the things we get involved in.
So, Consul General, if for instance, saying that a Jamaican travel on a passport, and they're up here and it happens that the passport get expired, do you assist in that? Do you, go ahead.
Yeah, so and that's a typical example. Your Jamaican passport, you have come up here. You need to have your passport adjusted. People will reach out to us, and we'll work with them on a case-by-case basis, depending on individual situation. Because typically, to get your passport renewed, you have to budget for at least, you're looking for at least 7 weeks. So we have to do on a case-by-case basis, Jeff. Sometimes we're able to try and speed up the process because we don't produce a passport. We take the passport here, we check off the information, and we send down to PICA in Jamaica.
Right.
And I want to use this opportunity for persons listening to remind the community that a lot of persons actually qualify to have their passports renewed online. So if your passport was actually issued, your last passport was issued after September 3rd, 2001, and you have a machine-readable passport and you have not had a name change, and you're an adult, you can actually go online to PICA online and have your passport renewed. When I was renewing my passport up here, I went online and I did it. It took me 20 days. PICA basically will ask you 9 questions online to see if you qualify for the online service. Once you've answered that, you take a picture, have it uploaded, and you can do that from the comfort of your home, and you can get your passport delivered to you in 20 days.
For those people who are listening, both on WZPP and WZOP and the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel, can you give them a website to go to, Consul General?
Yeah. Yeah, www.jamaicacgmiami.org.
Yes.
And right. And those, so you can always, all the information is there. Take your time, go through. For those who need to come into the consulate,
Mm-hmm.
we're actually perhaps one of the most responsive, as best as we can be, because we have removed the appointment system. So people have emergencies can come into us. We're open Monday to Friday from 9 to 12 to the public. We
Mm-hmm.
work from 8 to 5, but all to the public are from 9 to 12. And you can come down without an appointment, and we will see you and work with you. And those who are listening, who you have the option of sending via mail, you can do that. But for those closest to the consulate, once you're within an hour, so I would recommend that you physically come down, and you also double check if you need to come down by going online and check out the online portal.
Mm-hmm.
And I would encourage persons to like our social media pages, Facebook, the Consul General of Jamaica, Miami. Same thing on Instagram, Congen Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can like my page, Mair Oliver, on Instagram or Facebook. And we try and keep persons updated on passport matters, community affairs,
Mm-hmm.
and general happenings, so persons can keep abreast of what's taking place here in the diaspora.
Mm-hmm. Consul General, if is it a must that a Jamaican citizen who travel to the United States must check in with the Consul General or the ambassador in Washington?
We encourage it.
Mm-hmm.
I would like persons to know that Jamaica now has the largest diaspora of the English-speaking Caribbean in the United States.
How much?
We've actually surpassed Haiti.
How much do we have, Consul General?
Let me. I don't want to push a figure for
Okay.
a particular reason.
Yes. Okay.
Because all the numbers we have, are estimates. But what I will reference is the recent 2020 census that we are basically indicating the trends. And this was done in 2020. And since that, we know that a lot of people have moved from the north to the south. But based on those numbers, we know that we have, overall in the United States, we have more persons of Jamaican descent, based off of the census, than Haitian.
But
So
hold on for me, Consul General. You explain to us, is it the census of America? Because we don't want anybody to believe it's the census of Jamaica.
No, of the United States. So
Right.
It's a census that persons participate in every 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
and those are very, very, very conservative numbers, because not everybody will participate in the census for various reasons, right?
Yes.
So we look at that as general trend, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the last one done in 2020, when we look at the numbers, it has us marginally ahead of Haiti in terms of physical numbers for the entire United States.
Mm.
And Florida and New York are literally now neck to neck in terms of the amount of persons of Jamaican descent that actually live in both territories.
Wow.
So just show you what is taking place here in the South. And furthermore, in terms of counties, now throughout the United States,
Mm-hmm.
the county that has the most persons of Jamaican descent throughout the entire United States
Mm-hmm.
is Broward County.
Right here in Florida.
That's right. So
Wow.
that shows the significance of our region and what's taking place here. So I would say enough Jamaican there. That's right.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
There. So,
Yes.
yeah.
So, Consul General, like how enough are we there? Your job is very hard, man, because you have from one event to the other event.
And listen, it means the world to people when you actually come and stop,
Yes.
even if you stop for a couple of minutes. Some people will ask, I say, CG, I see you doing 4 or 5 events for the day, man. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
are you overdoing it? Or maybe I am, but I'm telling you, I went to an after doing some airport duties on Saturday morning. I went to Madge Lewis Scholarship. First, I was hearing about it. They invited me. They begged me to come. I went there, and they were so appreciative of the time. And I was able to hear about the late Madge Lewis from Manchester, and she has she gives out scholarships every year, and really helping a lot of people back home in Jamaica and people here in the community. And just a little time there meant the world to them. And so I get invited to a lot of fundraising events right throughout the length and breadth of the southern United States. And these are fundraisers. Typically, I don't go unless it's something that's giving back to Jamaica. And
Right.
the half has not been told about the amount of good that takes place right here in the diaspora. Many times, we tend to focus only on the negative things that take place, and we get excited about what is the latest controversy. And we don't give enough attention and energy to a lot of the good news taking place. And so I love to go and interact with the various groups, and I try to go to as many as possible because I'm also the Dean of the Caribbean Consular Corps group, and that involves a range of other activities. And we also have the Consular Corps group here that has over 81 countries represented, the second largest grouping of diplomats here in the United States. So we do other work in terms connecting with other diplomats as well. But it's very busy because this is for the last 10 years, there's been a trend of persons moving from the north to the south.
Yes.
More people are moving to the south. That's why we see real estate prices jumping up. That's why we see inflation going up, moving fast in this particular region, because everybody is moving down to Florida and to the south, to Georgia and the Carolinas. But we're seeing that trend. These are national trends, and it's impacting us in terms of the amount of activities that we see, the amount of engagements we have, because more people are down here.
And not only that, Consul General, is a lot of Jamaicans are involved in politics in the United States too.
We on our last count in South Florida, we have 26 elected officials of Jamaican descent. 26. Our last count. So, and I want to commend them, congratulate them for their rising up in the community as commissioners, as mayors, judges, etc. And we encourage that movement, and it's a good sign. They've been very helpful. Many of them have been very helpful to the community and to our work. I mean, they have to look out for other constituents because they're here in the United States.
Yes.
But certainly they have been very helpful, and I want to thank them publicly for the work that they are doing.
Consul General, before you go, a couple of minutes leave here. Can you tell the Jamaican population here in South Florida and who listen to us around America and around the globe and in the Eastern Caribbean, also on the Make We Talk YouTube channel, can you tell them that, because I was speaking to you at one point when Jamaica had an earthquake, and I asked you the question, I said, if there should be a natural disaster, how can Jamaicans assist here in the United States? Can they come to the Consul General and, can you give us some more enlightenment about that, sir?
Yeah. When you have a natural, first of all, I want to thank all our diaspora groups who give on a consistent basis, right? So persons who want to give ongoingly, there's a process, and you can register with the NET, the National Education Trust, and persons who are doing a lot of health-related items. There's actually a section in the Ministry of Health now that helps to handhold you as you provide stuff to Jamaica. And there are groups that do it on a regular basis, like the nurses of Jamaica.
Yes.
As one example, Dental and several groups, the dental groups, etc. Food for the poor is perhaps the largest, probably larger than all the groups pulled together. We have a lot of stuff going down several times for the month through Food for the Poor to Jamaica. So food for the poor would be one of the major avenues that we would work through as a collecting point for aid to go to Jamaica. So during the pandemic, we worked a lot with Food for the Poor. They were able to ship stuff to Jamaica free of cost.
Mm.
There's paperwork to be completed because, of course, Jamaica don't want to take anything. Want to ensure that it's something of value for Jamaica.
Right.
That's why I have to go through the paperwork. But Food for the Poor is definitely one of the major agencies that we will work with to get stuff to Jamaica. And we're fortunate that they're right here in South Florida. They have all the facilities. They're regularly shipped to Jamaica. And we're partners with Food for the Poor. So they're partners ultimately for the entire community. So we're one of the communities set up to move quickly in the event of a natural disaster.
Mm. So if that means that the state that you are in charge of, they will collect stuff and bring it down to Miami to you.
Yeah, what we would have to do is each situation, Jeff, would require a different type of coordination. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
okay.
It's not one size fit all with this, but clearly, every situation, like with the pandemic, we had to work through specifically based on what was taking place with the protocols, how we work through that particular crisis. But certainly resources on the ground here in South Florida, they are here. There's Southcom from the United States who we'd also coordinate with. But Food for the Poor is an arm that once you ship it here from South Florida, goes right into Spanish Town in Jamaica. So it's an easy point to get things moved across. When we, for example, computers, when with the schools needed computers and we raise funds to get computers here, we shipped it through Food for the Poor to Jamaica. We were able to then have them distributed. So we have the benefit of a group like Food for the Poor here that has the size to quickly move stuff on a large scale to Jamaica.
Consul General, I know some of the hospitals in Jamaica, especially KPH and so forth, they're in need of wheelchairs and crutches and beds and so forth. Do you get those things sometimes, though?
Yeah, and I want to thank the groups, like especially nurses and each group individually does stuff. Like all the time, we through groups, those things are shipped down to Jamaica, and many of it never reaches the media, but it takes place on an ongoing basis. But the Nurses Association has a regular movement of stuff to Jamaica, and from time to time, we'll find that people reach out to us. You may have hospitals that are they have not expired stuff, but they will have like they're changing out wheelchairs or something, and they will have some extra, and they say, CG, you guys need it, and once it meets the criteria to be accepted, and then we'll ship them down to Jamaica to Ministry of Health and different hospitals. Sometimes we go straight to the hospital, and sometimes it's through Ministry of Health. So a lot of that takes place. And Ministry of Health has a gentleman named Mr. Courtney Cephas and a team who works with us directly. When I say us, the community, so many of the groups who are involved in shipping health-related stuff to Jamaica will know, for example, a Courtney Cephas who has been individually charged with his team. They support the groups to get it so that they have an easier path into getting to Jamaica. So there's effort to support our efforts here in the diaspora to get it in a less hassle-free.
Yeah, Consul General, do you get educational stuff sometimes? Because I know back to school, September gone, a lot of people, want to send down books and so forth to, maybe the Green Island Comprehensive High School or the Tivoli Garden High School or some high school. Do you also do that too?
Yeah, no, bear in mind that a lot of what we will do is more sort of the coordinating. Some people will reach out to us to be a part of the fundraising. But the group itself, for example, KC, Kingston College, they do a lot. I mean, they do a lot for KC, right? So their alumni group now would ensure that they have a lot of back to school supplies that they give specifically to their school, and we have also encouraged them to support some of the primary schools in their particular vicinity. So they also help them as well. So we know as a consulate, we will go now. They will invite me to come to their help with them, their fundraiser. I will go and be a part of that effort. And then now, once they have raised the funds now and sent down their things, they'll have a handover session with all the school supplies and things. So some of that we need to do a better job communicating that back so people can be encouraged by all the things that are being given away. Because sometimes we don't see it, but it's happening. So I think we need to do a better job in sharing some of that, the pictures and stuff when we give away things. Just 2 weeks ago, we did a partnership with Florida Atlantic University and Vast Prep, my old prep school. We were able to get 120 computers, desktop computers, and we shipped down to Jamaica. Vast Prep was the shipment point, and a range of primary schools received computers for their individual labs. And so, I mean, this is a small effort, but still 120 computers, still a good effort to impact in the community. And that's a recent thing that took place a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
So there are several of those taking place.
Yes, Consul General, I want to tell you thanks for coming onto the program, sir. And I know you'll never be a stranger to this program. Thank you so much. Jamaica's hard-working Consul General, Mr. Oliver Mair. Sir?
One love, and big up to all the listeners. Thank you for your ongoing support. And yeah, man, always a pleasure to be on the program. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, sir. All the best. This is where we say so long from here on the Make We Talk program for another day.
Sunday, November the 19th, there's no school or work the next day, and Highland Vibes brings to you Red